This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he wants to improve Indigenous people's access to traditional foods. Standing outside a tribal health center in Fairbanks, Alaska, Kennedy told reporters last week he's collecting ideas, but is not exactly sure how to achieve that goal.
I'm trying to figure out ways I can use my agency and my relationships with the other secretaries to return those foods.
Kennedy made a few stops at healthcare facilities in the state. In Anchorage, he went so far as to call processed foods' impact on Native health part of a, quote, genocide. The center where Kennedy spoke in Fairbanks is operated by Tanana Chiefs Conference, or TCC. The nonprofit tribal organization aims to support health and social service needs of its 42 members, 37 of which are federally recognized tribes. TCC Chief Brian Ridley says the secretary's pledge is just a starting point, but encouraging.
He seems totally on board with working with us, trying to do what we can in those areas to try to get back to our traditional foods so that they're healthier. And it's just a matter of working with him and the senators going forward on trying to find a way to actually make that happen.
The press event took place after Kennedy toured the health center with Alaska's U.S. Senators Lisa Murkowski and Dan Sullivan. Light Up Navajo is an annual aid program meant to help electrify rural and remote households across the Navajo Nation, the largest reservation in the U.S. As KJZZ's Gabriel Pietrozio reports, the project reached a major milestone earlier this month.
With help from nearly 4 public and private utilities spanning 20 states, the Navajo Tribal Utility Authority, or NTUA, says volunteers installed 41 miles of power lines and hooked up 196 homes this year alone, now surpassing 1,000 dwellings in all. Typically conducted over the summer months, Light Up Navajo began as a 6-week pilot in 2019 between NTUA and the American Public Power Association. 6 years later, it's now a 14-week endeavor. NTUA estimates about 10,000 households are still in the dark. For National Native News, I'm Gabriel Pietrozio.
A nonprofit in New Mexico that supports Native American communities wants Congress to restore funding for an employment and training program. KUNM's Jeanette Didios has more.
Among ongoing federal funding cuts, the Native Professional Advancement Center is urging Congress to reverse a budget proposal that would eliminate money for Native workforce training programs. The center's board chair, Lorraine Edmo, recently sent a letter to Democratic Representative Rosa DeLauro, a ranking member of the House Appropriations Committee, requesting action to restore $60 million. Executive Director of the center, Darius Lee, says the elimination of federal funding, quote, undermines decades of progress and violates the government's responsibility to honor tribal sovereignty. According to a press release by the organization, the federal budget proposal by the Trump administration is calling for the elimination of the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, and instead creating a new state-controlled block grant called Make America Skilled Again. If created, it would cut tribes and nonprofits from direct access to workforce resources, force tribes to compete with the state for funding, and shut down culturally specific support systems that have helped Native people earn employment. The House Appropriations Committee is scheduled to possibly take another vote on this portion of the budget on September 2nd. For National Native News, I'm Jeanette Didios.
And I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Support by Drummond Woodsum, a full-service law firm whose nationally recognized tribal nations practice provides services to tribal nations and their enterprises and to companies that do business with tribes across the country. More at dwmlaw.com. Support by the Colorado Plateau Foundation, supporting Native-led initiatives protecting plateau lands, waters, and cultures by building networks, community, and organizational capacity. Grant proposals accepted through September 5th at coloradoplateaufoundation.org.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.